I'm having more fun during this time of my life than I've ever had before. I've legitimately never been happier.
Found out what Taylor Swift thinks of your mustache.
Yeah, we're not going to bring up Taylor Swift.
How does it feel to officially be the guy on the Chiefs?
You mean Karma?
Karma, that's right.
Yeah, no, I had no clue that, well, I might have had a little bit of clue, but definitely when I heard it come out of her mouth, still shocked me. And
yeah, you could tell in the video.
I was like,
it was pretty.
Oh,
The internet almost went crazy when Taylor Swift was spotted cheering on Travis Kelce at a Kansas City Chiefs game. But beneath the excitement and viral photos is a love story that almost didn't exist. In a recent interview, Taylor revealed that her first phone conversation with Travis was everything but idyllic. It seems that the pop icon might be a little unsettling, even while you're talking on the phone. Travis, for his part, was doing his hardest to break past Taylor's well-built barricades and win her over, but he had to negotiate a different playbook than any he had ever seen on the field. Now, I realize that a lot of you assumed these two had it easy right away, but that was definitely not the case. Travis found it increasingly harder to get Taylor's attention, to the point where it was awkward for both of them. Travis was uncomfortable at first because Taylor wasn't all that interested in what he had to offer. Really not at all. It was kind of good when we found out after they started dating, but we're sure it must not have been easy to face Taylor's rejection when you are an NFL player and such a big deal. The beginning was bracelets. This is the brief account of how Swift and Kelce got to know each other. In July of 2023, the Kansas City Chiefs' Travis Kelce, a legendary player in the NFL, makes his move at Arrowhead Stadium. But on that particular day, he wasn't playing football. He was indeed at the Taylor Swift Eras Tour performance. Is it even feasible to envision that? Seated in his own box was football champion Kelce, who had given Swift a special friendship bracelet. Not just any ordinary bracelet either. This one had his phone number on it. Don't you think that was a pretty bold action? He was, however, unable to give it to her after the performance. On his podcast, Kelce voiced his sadness at not being able to reach Swift. He said, "I was disappointed that she doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs she sings." Is it accurate? 44 musical pieces. It makes perfect sense that she would need vocal rest after singing for so long. Poor Kelce, though, was a little let down. He said, "So I was a little butthurt that I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her." Even if things didn't turn out the way Kelce had hoped, he continued nevertheless. In November 2023, he disclosed some fascinating details about his attempts to catch Swift's notice. After his failed attempt to provide Swift his number through a friendship bracelet, he decided to ask for some help from Swift's close pals. In an interview with WSJ magazine, Kelce disclosed the details. "There were people in her corner who knew who I was," he said, "and they asked her, 'Yo, did you know he was coming? I had someone playing Cupid for me.'" Can you honestly picture someone setting up their matches, genuinely? Furthermore, what knowledge do you possess? It was a triumph. The real story was revealed to Kelce when she spoke with Swift directly. Isn't that a shift in the course of events? Still, there's more. Kelce claims that certain Swift family members helped him even get her attention. He went on, "She'll probably hate me for saying this, but when she came to Arrowhead, they gave her the big locker room as a dressing room, and her little cousins were taking pictures in front of my locker." Think about that. Swift's little relatives self-portraiting in front of Kelce's locker. It seemed like everyone was encouraging them to get together. Sadly, we will never be able to discover the possible outcomes if Swift had been given that friendship bracelet. Well, at least it made for this funny story, isn't it right? And you can probably guess what happened after that. Swift did, in fact, go to one of Kelce's games. Consider this. She was in one of the suites for the Chiefs vs. Bears game, standing next to Kelce's mother, Donna. Is it accurate? At one point throughout the game, the camera even panned over to her. Nor was she only idly sitting there. No, she was wearing the Chiefs' colours and giving them raucous cheers. She was really getting into the spirit of the game. But that's not all. Swift couldn't contain her excitement when Kelce scored a touchdown. "Let's effing go," she exclaimed, jumping and clapping with the other people in the box. When I say a friend should be supportive, that's what I mean. At that point, a source with specific information alerted People magazine. Despite their frequent hangouts, they revealed that Swift and Kelce were still in the very early phases of their relationship. The source went on, "They're having fun. And this is the cherry on top up to that game. Taylor had never met Kelce's parents. Even though the same source says that everyone was having a great time, the story doesn't end there." A few days after the game, Kelce went into great depth about Swift on his podcast. He thanked her for coming to his game and said he had a nice weekend. Kelce couldn't help but gloat about how everyone in the suite was giving Swift nothing but wonderful praise. "I thought it was amazing that everyone in the suite had nothing but positive things to say about her, the friends and the family," he said. "Her looks was being praised by all, and great things were said about her. It sounds like Swift made a lasting effect, don't you think?" But this was the one instance in which Kelce showed true grace. Though he was clearly delighted that Swift was coming to his game and that their relationship was growing, he made it clear that he meant to respect both of their lives when discussing their relationship in public. On October 1st, 2023, Swift then made a second appearance at a Chiefs game. But this time she wasn't alone. She went to see her new guy play, along with her A-list friends, at the Chiefs game against the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Could you see it? Swift was sitting in a box with some of Hollywood's biggest stars. Blake Lively, Sophie Turner, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, and Antoni Porowski were among those who joined her in cheering on the Chiefs. That is what I mean when I say it's a star-studded event. We saw her again at other shows after that. Time travel to October 22nd, 2023. Swift went to another Chiefs game at Arrowhead Stadium. Furthermore, what knowledge do you possess? It was the Chiefs' second straight victory, and Kelce scored a touchdown. Consider a winning run. Swift had already been to 4 Chiefs games. It's interesting to note that the squad has won every game she has gone to so far. Simply a coincidence? Maybe. Perhaps Swift is just their lucky charm. Actually, before Swift got involved, the Chiefs had been winning since the second week of the NFL season. But who's counting? On game day, Swift was seen wearing a red Chiefs sweater as she entered Arrowhead. She waved and grinned in response to her supporters calling her out. That's adorable, right? Throughout the game, Swift was clearly enjoying himself. She was laughing and enjoying herself with Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany Lynn. Brittany and Patrick's baby, Patrick Bronze-Levon Mahomes, I also joined in on the excitement. Swift will resume her Eras tour in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on Thursday, November 9th, in a short while. After nearly 3 months off, she was set to perform 3 times at Estadio River Plate. Who, in your opinion, did she join before to Friday's second show? You guessed it, Kelce. However, Mother Nature has her own agenda. The event had to be rescheduled due to inclement weather, which ironically freed up Swift's schedule for the evening. Along with his brother Jason, Kelce co-hosts the New Heights podcast, and in a recent installment he made a suggestion about potential travel plans. He said, "I might just say, get and go somewhere nice. I am beginning to appear really pale." As a result, I had to go somewhere sunny, southerly, and near the equator now. Isn't it interesting? At this time they were still trying hard to be cool in front of the cameras, but those of us following their story closely could see that something meaningful was about to happen between them. Swift did something quite charming during her performance on Saturday, November 11th, to express her appreciation for Kelce coming all the way down south. She altered the words of her song Karma to read, "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs, coming straight home to me." Now, isn't it adorable? Still, there's more. After the show, viewers recorded a special moment on camera. Swift was seen kissing Kelce backstage after leaping into her arms. Envision a scenario from a fable. Later, on November 20th, 2023, in an interview with WSJ magazine, Kelce provided more details on how his romance with Swift first started. For Kelce, there were definitely people she knew that knew who I was in her corner who said, "Yo, did you know he was coming? I had someone acting as Cupid." He went on. Swift gave me a detailed explanation of everything, including how I was lucky enough to contact her. He also shared a great anecdote about Swift's appearance on the Eras tour at Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Chiefs. The fact that her little cousins were taking pictures in front of my locker suggests that she had access to the team's locker room. But this is when the interesting part starts. A few months later, Kelce's teammate Patrick Mahomes made an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show. What did he say, by the way? He wanted some of the credit for putting the two of them together. It was my idea to invite Travis to the first Taylor concert when the idea for friendship bracelets emerged, Mahomes said. He was seated in my room, so I feel like I was the matchmaker. Swift opened out on how her friendship bracelet started her conversation with Kelce after being named Time Magazine's 2023 Person of the Year. Swift said, "This all started when Travis very adorably put me on blast on his podcast, which I thought was metal as hell. We started hanging out right after that," she added. "We truly did spend a lot of time together in secret, which I value since it helped us get to know one another. When she went to her first Chiefs game, she revealed that they were already dating." Swift said, "We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date." She went on to say that she thought attending his football games was a show of solidarity for one another, despite the fact that many others were watching closely. "The opposite of that is you have to go to an extreme amount of effort to make sure no one knows that you're seeing someone," she said. "And we're just proud of each other." Online, there was a rumor that Davidson, sporting a pink cowboy hat and an Eras Tour t-shirt, was there to cheer on his brother Jason, an Eagles player. Naturally, but Blondie hasn't materialized yet. "I'm starting to wonder why I've come here." While Swift was nowhere to be seen at that specific moment, Kelce did make a surprise appearance towards the end of the act. "Yes, please," Kelce exclaimed in response to Kenan Thompson's plea to switch the topic back to football. Then came Kelce's huge game. Swift, who has always been a helpful companion, flew straight from Japan to Sin City after wrapping up her Eras tour with a performance in Tokyo. When she boarded a plane to watch Kelce play in Las Vegas, she didn't go alone. Her friends Blake Lively, Ice Spice, and Ashley Evan Norm were with her. Furthermore, what knowledge do you possess? Kelce guided the Chiefs to a 2-5-2-2 victory over the 49ers. Pictures and videos from after the game showed Swift and Kelce having a sweet moment. They embraced and kissed in front of the cameras. It was a lavish celebration for Kelce and his team. The two were spotted taking in Jack Antonoff, Swift's partner's performance from the authorized artist guest area of the Mojave stage. Swift made reference to Kelce and his brother Jason's podcast while sporting a New Heights hat. Still, Kelce was sporting a Happy Gilmore cap. Soon after Swift's publication of Tortured Poets Department, her followers started speculating about what could be hidden in her lyrics. Swifties believed that her romance with Kelce accounted for a part of the stories on So Alchemy and So High School. In the song So High School, she sang, "Every time I look at you, I feel so high school," he remarked, in the blink of a crinkling eye, explaining how their romance started. "I want to find you in a crowd just to hide from you," Swift croons. "Isn't that adorable?" At a different part of the song, "Get my car door, then pull me into the back seat. Unlike you, I've never had someone." The similarities between these lyrics and footage that had been going viral, which saw Kelce getting into Swift's car and taking her around Kansas City, were quickly picked up by fans. It seems that even their small group moves have caught the attention of their fans. Later, during an exclusive interview at Kelce Jam with Rolling Stone, the Chiefs' tight end revealed his favorite album from the previous season. He said, "I'm a little biased, but the Tortured Poets Department might be it." Swift and Kelce's lives took an enchanting and regal turn when on the Eras tour in London. One of the first evenings, Swift managed to snap a selfie with Prince William, Prince George, and Princess Charlotte. Who else do you suppose was included in the picture? Indeed, Kelce. This was their first Instagram picture together. Swift wrote, "Happy B-Day, M8, as the picture's caption. The magic didn't stop there, even if the London theatre scene is off to an incredible start. In the first dance of her second show, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, Kelce appeared out of nowhere as one of her dancers. He even carried her to the couch for a portion of her vaudeville show. Before she began the next song, Swift was seen blowing a kiss at Kelce as he left the stage. Swift wrote on Instagram, "I'm still crying over Killer Trab's Eras tour debut after the show. Never going to forget these shows later on." He even made an appearance in one of her speeches. "I just wondered, what? That would be great to do. Do you have a joke for me?" "I've seen enough of the show," he said. "I might as well get to work in this place." And so it continues from football games to concerts, friendship bracelets to family introductions, multiple games with friends and family, international tours, potential travels together, romantic moments backstage, revelations about the start of their love story, peeks into their private moments. a Super Bowl victory, Coachella dancing, possible references to their romance in Swift's songs, and now Kelce's open appreciation for Swift's music. We're all here to witness the amazing journey that is the timeline of Swift and Kelce's romance. So, what are your thoughts? Will these two tie the knot and start a family soon? Tell us in this section of the comments below. If you liked this video, please click the bell icon and subscribe button to be the first to see my next one. I post updates like this one every week, where I disclose your favorite celebrities' private thoughts.